Atox. So before we get started with the session, I would like to get a few feedbacks from you from the last session. Kindly share what the last session has done, the last session has done to you, the growth mindset that has shifted in you ever since we started growth mentorship. So I want to have like two people share. Can you raise your, okay, I think someone is raising. Uh, I'm waiting. Please unmute yourself and share what growth mindset has shifted in you ever since we started. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, please can I have someone share with us what he or she have learned ever since we started GMP? I can't really hear. Is anyone
Good
talking?
evening, everybody.
Okay,
Yes,
Daniel Elozo, please unmute and
Daniela.
speak.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening. Okay,
Good
so
evening.
yeah, I learned a lot of things from different speakers. So from the from the last speaker on financial intelligence, I learned that we should live beneath our means, and we should not be pressured to spend more than necessary, and we should be accountable for all our expenditures. Then from Mr. Nicholas, I learned that whenever we come into an environment, we should observe and see what success means in that environment and adjust towards it. And yeah, and from Mr. Chimeze Wabeze, I learned um that whatever we say to ourselves becomes our reality, and we should be careful of the story to ourselves, and we can let go of the excuses no matter how long it has been. We should not tie our identity to our experiences. And the loop he mentioned was experience, interpretation, belief, behavior, outcome. And yeah, we cannot control our experiences, but we can control the way we interpret it and the belief we hold. Yes, that's what I learned so far. Part of what I learned so far. Thank you.
Tell if you're speaking, you can
I said, can we have
hear
someone else share what he or she have learned with us? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, please kindly share with us what you have learned.
Usman, you can unmute and talk, please.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I've I've learned a lot of things, but I'll just share only one, and that is the one I've taken the step and I've started working with it. Before now, I used to assume that I'm not good at writing, and I've had LinkedIn accounts for since 2022, but I hardly post things there. But after our first meeting on growth mindset, I had to sit within myself and tell myself that I can. As at that time, I remember we talked about the power of yes. So I sat down and had a reflection that section, and then from that time till now, I think I've almost twice a week I post on my LinkedIn page, and then I think I had just two connections or three connections before then, but right now I'm having about 30 or 32 connections. So that growth mindset has really been something that have worked for me. And the other things I learned, but let me just stop there. That taking into action what I learned about right, things I could not do then, but now I see myself doing it effectively. Thank you.
Usman Joel, that was awesome. You've been able to optimize your LinkedIn. Thank you so much. That's great. Do we have any other person that want to share, or we can just move on? Is there anyone that wants to share with us? Okay, so we'll just move on to the session for tonight. Okay, someone has posted so far in this. This is my. I can't read it. That's gone. Okay, so we are on Mental Health 101 session, Staying Sane in 21st Century. This is an age where we have endless noise, comparison, we have constant demand for productivity, then protecting your mind has become one of the greatest act of strength. So that's why we are looking at mental health tonight, and we have on the call with us an expert in the field, a doctor, Dr. Victor Atox. Is a trained medical doctor from the University of Calabar. He's currently doing residency in mental health at the Urea Special Teaching Hospital, and he has a rabbinic call to simplify the complex of by connecting the known to the unknown until unknown men can know and become known. Wow. He is a wordsmith, a drama director, a playwright, a soft comedian, and a bloody trader. The rabbi is the director of Mission Ecclesia, the owner of Academy of Ambassadors, soap making operations, and the School Without Walls. Wow. He's an activist writer at Spirit Teach, Echoes, and Polit- Politi- Politiscopy, where he employs ancient wisdom in mental deliverances. Atox is married to the amiable Dr. Lovett Edu, the host of Deep Waters, and they are blessed with a daughter, Royalty. The family has sworn to create systems that will help the world to combat poverty, ignorance, and disease. So before I made welcome Dr. Atox, I want to comment that knowing Dr. Atox from last year, I think I admire the fact that he carries his wife along in his sessions, and it's always very, very great for me. So, and we have the honor to have his wife on the call with us. So let's make welcome Dr. Victor Atox with a clapping ovation. Just send a clap to the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you as you do that. So you have the chat, sir.
Name my sister. I don't know. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you are, sir. We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. God bless you. Um, Tonight we'll be having some mental deliverance program. But I want to start by saying that Father, Lord God Almighty, that you may teach your children, that they may pick insight for the journey ahead, that we may not be lost in the desert of life, and that the path ahead of us may be straight and clear. In Jesus' name, amen. I am sorry for those who are not Christians in this gathering. I represent a commission and a mandate that gives me the permission to go alongside with the first audience being God. I'm not preaching to you. However, I will represent that which is the kingdom always. Please forgive me if you are not of the same climate as I am. As you can see, today we'll be having mental health 101, but sorry to say it, I've tagged it as mental health 103 because this is the third time I'm teaching mental health in this place. We have mental health 101, mental health 102, and this is the third time we're having mental health, which is meant to be mental health 103. But it's the same course outline, it's just a different dimension. But before I proceed, permit me to say a very big thank you to the owners and the organizers of the NICOB mentorship program. My brother Nicholas Alifa, we have known each other as teenagers. And this is one thing that we have sworn ourselves to be envoys, to be carriers of solutions in our generation. And it is a very glorious thing that about 20 years, more than 20, almost 20 years um, after those commitments have been made as young people, we still continue in this pathway. Permit me to wish a very happy birthday to a sister of mine, a very blessed sister of mine. And I'm talking about the financial director of the NICOB mentorship program. I'm talking about the Queen Esther uh, Alifa. God bless you, ma. I don't know if she's online. Happy birthday, ma. Is she online? Come, I'm a senior-in-law. Congratulations. She's one wonderful lady. We've known each other for a very long time now. And I want to especially thank our moderator.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I was running to my
Thank
phone.
God you answered me. Just thank God you answered me.
Thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
A very big thank you to our co-host this evening. That sister, let me call her Dr. Taiwo. That lady continued to send me message. Come, you can't threaten a mental health physician. You know, you send message. You have to be funny about it. You have to make it a little bit, approachable. Because no matter what you say, if I don't want to respond, this is my area of calling. Yes. Anyway, she's a very nice lady, and she kept on keeping me on my toes. Because I told Dr. Nicholas the last time, come, I beg, I don't want to do anything this year. I just want to be on my own. I just want to do some certain things this year. But Nick said, no, Navika, and I know we're here. Is my brother, is the call of God upon my brother, and we will do it to the end of this. And I want to appreciate each and every one of you that took your time to register for this program. And I believe that you have been impacted solidly. I'm not going to mention this person as the last two because it's the last two. It's because of the kind of specialty where she is located in my heart. I call her my SA node. She calls me sweet, I call her heart, and that is why we are sweetheart. And I'm talking about no other person but my wife, Dr. Lovett of Deep Waters. She has been amazing. That is the best that has ever happened to me. I don't know how some of you that are not married, I don't know how you are going to survive this weather. It's I'm so sorry. It's something I'm praying earnestly for you to be able to find your own. Because this weather is not good. And we are approaching third World War III. And if the World War III commences and Russia bombs United States and United States bomb back and they bomb the whole world, what it means that you have not even tasted real love and you go to heaven. So I'm really, really praying for you so that you find love as soon as possible. Those of you that are crying, you know you cannot beat me. None of you can beat me. So staying sane in the 21st century. My name is Dr. Victor Atox. I'm into residency at the Iro Specialist Teaching Hospital. And tonight we'll be dealing with a topic that is at the center of discourse all across the world. And I'll tell you why it is at the center of discourse. Do you know, presently, as I'm talking to you, 1 out of every 4 persons in the world has a mental problem. 1 out of every 4 persons in the world has a mental problem. What that means is that how many people are here this evening? Let me count them. There are 55 people, 56 people, and if 57 people, no, there are 16, almost 60 people. What that means is that there are about 15 people with that may need to see me after this program because by statistics you happen to have a mental problem, and I'm not saying that you have a mental problem, but the thing is that the statistics say you may likely have a mental problem. So it's a very big problem. 1 out of every 4. 1 out of every 4. So tonight, what are the goals of engagement? One, you will know what mental health is. The second one is how to spot mental health problems. That is how to spot low oil levels before your engine knocks. In the Bible, God says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. That heart the Bible was talking about there is the mind. And it is the mind that we're studying tonight. Mind. So any place you see heart in the Bible, he's not talking about the one that pumps blood. It's the one that thinks. It's the one that processes information. So we're going to learn how that mind operates. Then finally, I'm going to teach you what to do not to run mad before you are 50 years. Yes, what to do after 50 years if you decide to now run mad. I know that the NICOB mentorship program must have done a lot of job to keep you sane till that extent. You must have added your own quota to the development of the world. So if you decide after 50 years that you want to go in the ways of the men of the street, uh, will not really have much, will not miss your impact that much. But at this moment, these are the 3 things we'll be focusing on tonight. And I will be rattling, I will be running, I will be discussing, I will be sharing stories. And I believe that at the end of the day, you will not only be informed about your mental health, you will know how to change your engine oil if it is getting low, or if it is getting high, or if you are getting the wrong engine oil. So let us shoot in. Madam Taiwo. Oh, not Madam Taiwo. Okay, so let's go into mental health. When we talk about mental health, no, go back. When we talk about, yeah, go back now, go back. I say you should run. I didn't say you should flee. Hey. Wait, is it one-way street? Okay. See, when we talk about mental health, see, what we'll do now is that I will tell you when to move the cursor, so that we don't, because these people, they need to soak in this information. Don't worry, I'll give you stories. On a daily basis, I see about 50 people with mental problem on a daily basis. At least 50. That they have not seen. That is what it means. Sometimes up to 100. So I have a lot of stories. The ones that will scare you, the one that will have to bring you to orderliness. Um, just go back to mental health. Go back a little. Go back a little. Because we need to start. This is part two. We've not done part one. Mm? Mm, yeah. Okay. So like as I was saying, when we talk about mental health, like there's a patient that I have that came to my office this afternoon, from rheumatology department, and this patient refused to come to our department simply because he said he was not mad. And the problem that the guy was having was even a substance use problem, not even uh, a schizophrenia. So he felt that it's only mad people that will treat in my department. But no, that's not true. Madness. You see, the one you guys call madness, which we call schizophrenia, is just 1% of the conditions we treat in our department. So why am I still in the dark? Please, please, please. Oh God. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. These things happen, especially when people are ready for their deliverances. You know. So when people talk about mental health, what people see next, what people see and what people think mental health to be is this woman. You can see how helpless this woman is. I decided to do mental health because of this particular woman. Not this particular woman, but this kind of situation you are seeing here, where people are being tied to poles and being beaten from prayer houses to prayer houses. This is the reason I decided to do mental health. That in my time, I will fight you to anywhere that fight can carry us. If I see you tying and beating up an innocent person who can be easily treated. People that are worse than this have visited us in our clinic and we have treated them. They are back in society. Some of them are holding very senior positions in government as I speak to you. This is what people think this is what they call mental health, but this is not mental health. Mental health is so wide. And the next slide will show you that what is in the next slide is as serious as what you are seeing now. Let's go to the next slide. And the next slide is showing a young man who is probably depressed or anxious about a situation. This is as serious as the one that is before. But many people take that first one as the mental health situation that they should run away from. By the time you reach the kind of condition where that former woman is, I can tell you that Kasala don't bust. However, it is at this stage where this man is putting his hand on the forehead and is saying, God, come and help me. Father, help me. What have I put myself into? This is the time we come in and we arrest the situation so that it will not progress to the one that you have seen before now. Let's go. Let's go now. So, what therefore is mental health? Now, the World Health Organization define mental health and they mention three things that I want you to remember. It says it's a state of mental well-being, that is the state of the mind, where an individual can cope with the stress of life, can realize his abilities, learn well and work well, and finally contribute to their community. It is not just the absence of mental disorders. It's not just the absence of mental disorders. It is how you think, it is how you feel, and it is how you behave every day. So when we talk about mental health, when somebody say, I'm having an emotional breakdown, that is mental health. When somebody say, I'm not thinking straight, that is mental health. When somebody is saying, hello, what is going on in the background? I can see messages popping up. What is going on? Okay, sorry. Please, let's reduce our discussions. We can settle this later. Remember, when in mental, so that I don't capture some people and take them to my clinic. Okay, thank you. It will not happen. So it's not someone that is having mental problem that needs to study mental health. Mental health is supposed to be a course that should be made compulsory in our primary schools, secondary schools, universities. Because the average politician in the world seems to be having a mental problem. Look at what is happening. Where some people who hold the nuclear buttons of the world are threatening each other on daily basis. With a stable mental health, I don't think we'll have that kind of situation. So it's not just the absence of mental disorders. It is how you think, it is how you feel, and it is how you behave every day. It is how you are able to handle stress of life. It is how you are able to actualize yourself, to convert your potentials into kinetics, where people can feel the palpable impact that you are making delivery onto a community that God has sent you to. That is mental health. Anything that is a departure from that is what we call a mental health disorder. And it is the thing that you are going to learn tonight. Let's move forward. Thank you. So, in mental health, we don't talk about this disease. What we do here is disorder. Because see, let me just give you this analogy now. You can see, if you can see on the page, you can see that one car jam another car. Let me get a little pigeon. One car jam another car. So we assume that a car jamming a car, you notice that there's going to be what we call either an anatomic or a physiological accident. When somebody comes to the hospital, he says that I'm having a ruptured appendix, my stomach is paining me, I'm having this one, I'm having ulcer, and the rest of them. Those ones are diseases. Something has spoiled. They will need to go inside, they will need to give you drugs and the rest of them to resolve that situation. Those are diseases. But in mental health, what we are dealing with is a disorder. It means that there is a change in order of things. And what is the order of things that is changing? Is the order of the neurotransmitters in the body. Just like some people call them hormones, some others call them the fluids of the body. When these fluids are either too high in the body or too low in the body, or you have the wrong fluids in the body, we call that a disorder. It means that if you can reduce the one that is very high or increase the one that is very low, you will change the order back. That is why we say in mental health, we move the person from a disordered state to an ordered state. So when you meet us, you even see us, like me, when I go to work sometimes, I wear polo because we're not even acting like doctors. I remember there's one of our doctors that came around some time ago. The guy said, no, he doesn't like the way we dress to work. All of us must wear tie and the rest of them. We went to the ward, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and as we were seeing one patient, we had one manic patient, very, very tough lady. He held one of my colleagues and said he must kill that my colleague and tied the tie around the guy's neck. See, we blew this woman. Nothing, we were beating, nothing was, because he was bent on killing our colleague. Immediately we were able to rescue our colleague. All of us, we removed our tie, pull up our clothes, and that was the end of us wearing ties to work. Because what we are dealing with, and this particular woman, after we did an ECT for this woman became normal, went back to work, taking care of the husband, Now I think he has also delivered and he has added another baby, because what they do in this part of the country is that once they are normal, they just add one small baby to the other ones that they are having. So, and because we're able to what, we reverse the other. So in mental health, we don't deal with diseases. What we deal with is disorders. And when you deal with a disorder, what do? You put that which was not in order before, you put that which was very low, you bring it back, you take it to normal. That one which is high, you bring it back to normal. So it's about bringing back to normal. We are not treating disease. So that is why most times we don't call the people we treat, we don't call them patients, we call them clients. Let's go ahead. So now that you now know that what we're talking about is a disorder and not a disease, let's move ahead. Okay. It brings me to a very important point. Now currently we are dealing with the United States, Israeli, Iran war. And as I'm talking to you, the most commonly used word now on the internet, and when I talk about international politics, is the Strait of Hormuz. Now, the Strait of Hormuz connects the whole of the Persian Gulf, like the whole of that Middle East area where Iran, UAE, and all of them are, to the other parts of the world, so that you don't need to go to the longer route through South Africa. Don't worry, God will open doors that will make you to travel around the world in Jesus' name. So, so Iran was able to block this Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the oil and resources of the world navigate through. And because of that, the economy of the world, you can see that our fuel has been shooting up just because 20% has been stopped from entering the global market. Now, let me just tell you now, the mind is like, if you can see where that arrow is that is where the strait is. The mind is the strait that connects the inner you to the outer you. It's not just for 20% of the oil like we have in the Strait of Hormuz, but for all the oil. So if God wants to use a man and the man runs mad, even the man becomes useless in the hand of God. I'll repeat it again. If God wants to use a man and the man has gone mad, the man is useless in the hands of God. The same way, if Satan wants to use you and you are mad, even Satan cannot even use you. Because they connect between the spiritual and the physical is the mind. So it's like a rope that ties, it's like a connect, it's like this strait that connects this. But instead of just 20%, it's all your percentage. So if you have lost your mind, you have lost everything. Because it's the only link between the spiritual and the physical. It's the link between the seen and the unseen realm. It is the lens through which you see the world. And that is why my brother and the organizers of the Nikov development center have deemed it fit that you learn how to keep yourself sane. Because if you lose your mind, see, all the things you have been learning and all the things that you still learn is useless. Do not see, once your mind is gone, it's gone and gone for life. Please, let's move ahead. So what is the statistics? I know that people like Nicole that are into into research and the rest of them, they will like this one. 1 out of every 4 adults in a lifetime will have a mental health disorder. And I can tell you for free now that according to the CDC, is Control for Disease Center, I believe, in the United States, 1 out of every 5 adolescents is already currently living with a mental health disorder. So if you have 4 people in a room, just know that one person, like I said, on the school, but the school is not just, is schizophrenia. You always think, no, it's not. And I'm going to explain that in details. About 75 to 90% of all hospital visits are stress related. And stress is a very cardinal point in mental health. So what that means is that if we can take care of mental health of the people that are coming to the hospital, it means that 3 out of every 4 people that enter into the hospital shouldn't have even come to the hospital in the first place. And in some centers, 9 out of every 10 should not have even come to the hospital. Yes, because most people, most conditions that you see when you hear cancer, stress the inside. You hear any kind of illness, stress has a way of just sneaking its ugly head into it. And what does it cost the global economy? It costs the global economy about $1 trillion annually. $1 trillion. See, I'm not talking about 1 trillion naira. It's not 1 trillion Nigerian naira. All over the world, all the people that are having mental problem, what it is costing the world is about $1 trillion. $1 trillion, if you should convert it to naira, I don't know. I don't know how it will sound because, but you know that now the conversion rate is. Don't worry. Please don't sleep on this. It's a very, very expensive field of medicine we are looking at here. Because once the mind is gone, nothing. Even if you like, you treat the person is normal. Have you ever seen a CEO who is having mental problem? That is having mental problem. Everybody want to leave the company. Nobody wants to patronize when the CEO is having mental issue. That's why you are here tonight. It's very important that we try to continue to hammer how important your mental. Because when I start telling you the things to do, they look very simple, and I know you will not do them. So let me tell you the importance of what we are about to go into now. Let's move on. So, how will you then know if the oil? Because I told you that in mental health, what we are actually dealing with is that this person's engine oil is low. So how will you know if your engine oil is low or if your engine oil is high or if your engine oil is the wrong engine oil? Because some of you, your own engine oil that is running your mental health, it looks like it's water that they actually put. And if we are not very careful, the thing may knock very soon. Please, let's move ahead. So the problem is the engine oil. And I want to make this statement. Please don't quote me anywhere. Everybody is a potential Christmas waiting for one more stress that will open the vault of Vanderbilt. Everybody is a potential Christmas waiting for one more stress that will open the vault of Vanderbilt. I share a story with you. Some few years ago, I was traveling from Mayangba to Lokoja to my station in Lokoja, and I happened to enter this vehicle that was going to Lokoja. And when we're coming from Mayangba, there's a place we call Agbeji. When we reach Agbeji, I heard a sound. Everybody in the car heard that sound. The guy said, "Krakaka." The guy said, the engine oil inside this car. Say he forget to change the engine oil. But no problem. Now when he get to Lokoja, he go change the engine oil. We were going. About 30 minutes later, we are Krokuku. He said, no problem. When he reached Lokoja, that he will change the oil. Lo and behold, 15 minutes later, we heard krr, 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 and the car came to a halt. This guy ran and opened the bonnet of the car, check, then called the mechanic. The mechanic had to enter another vehicle that is coming from Lokoja and come and met us in that place. We were just waiting for hours. And when the guy finally came, the guy just checked. I just said, Ogami, if like say new engine don't catch you. you could see immediately. Oh God of miracle. Sweat just filled the guy's forehead. As at that time, the engine oil that car needed was not up to 1,000 naira, but this guy was going to buy an engine of over 200,000. So some of you, you may be leaving the ayangba of your life, going to the local jar of destiny, and you continue hearing krakaka, because I'm going to tell you the krakaka as we are going. I say, I no problem. One day I'll talk to a mental health doctor. And one day I'll try and resolve this issue. See, my dear beloved, there's a krakaka that will happen, and this mind of yours you are playing with will knock down. And once it knocks down, you become a very conducive and permanent patient of the mental health hospital. So after tonight's class, if you know that any of the symptoms we have been mentioning is having some is revolving around your life, it's high time to seek for help. So let us go now. So how does this oil, how will you know? There's a time when this oil becomes too low. And when the oil becomes too low, we call it depression. Let me tell you there, this oil, we call them neurotransmitters in our language, and we include serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, GABA, and the rest of them. These are the oils of the body. Now, when serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine is low, immediately what the person begin to feel is that there's a kind of a darkness within. This person begin to feel very sad. The sadness will become very, very high to the extent that he has lost interest in everything that he loves doing, and he feels very tired. I don't know whether you have that kind of symptom or whether somebody close to you is having that kind of symptom. And that state, we say this person is getting depressed. The person cannot concentrate. And he's feeling, it's not just the tiredness, so everything is just doing sluggish. He does not want to talk to people. And before you know what's happening, the guy in question now begin to have what we call poor sleep. He cannot sleep. Or when he starts sleeping, he will just wake up in the morning and will not be feeling refreshed. The appetite, he will just take two or three spoons. This is somebody that when he eats, he will just carry one plate of food and finish it. And now he cannot even take more than three because he's thinking about so many things and he's just sad. He has tried to watch movies. Now he cannot watch movies. This is somebody that supports Arsenal. But currently now, he doesn't even know the club that is supporting because he doesn't go out to watch matches again. That darkness within is what we call depression. I'll try as much as possible to be as basic as possible. Now, this depression can go on and go on and on. Go to the next one. And you enter into what we call a severe state of depression, what we call severe depression. That is when the oil gets lower and lower and your life starts getting darker and darker. You cannot seem to enjoy anything. You are sad. You are tired. You don't want it anymore. You don't want to even talk to anybody. And you don't know how to go about it. And you are sinking lower and lower. And then a point comes next. A point now comes. You now begin to contemplate. Should I end it? That state is what we call suicide. When the oil gets to the lowest and someone now decides that I want to end it all. That is when the oil that functions in your emotional system, in your mental system has gone the lowest. And if there's anybody here tonight that is contemplating suicide, just reach out to the management and the organizers of the clubhouse. Tell them that you want to talk to me. Anybody that is depressed and you are part of this program I'm opening what I call an open door for you. Let us discuss it. These are things that I charge people per session. My sessions are very expensive, but I can tell you that I am giving it to you for free, at least for the next 1 month. Just come with a referral from my brother or the wife or Taiwo, and I will see you for free. Yes, we can have a discussion because you ending your life is not going to help me, it's not going to help the world. Somebody will be thinking, hey, how much do you think your session? See, for you to book me, it takes about 50,000 naira for a 1 hour session. So let's not get there. So I'm giving you an open check now. Make use of it, please. I don't plan on you committing suicide. I don't have any justice. I don't get that one. We can solve it now. Please, let's move ahead. A time comes in your life where you now begin to attempt to refill the oil by yourself, and you now start hiding to watch some pornography because you need to hide yourself because you cannot sleep. So you need to hide yourself. So you now become addicted. But this oil is made up of bad octane. It will knock your engine. It burns out fast. So you now try to, no, I'm feeling down. Okay, let me just watch small. Let me just watch small. Some people, their own is to continue posting memes from morning till night. They post all kind of memes. See, both this is somebody that is supposed to be a believer, but the memes that is posting, anything that can bring out laughter is on their wall. And at this state, you are addicted. You wake up in the morning and the first thing is to go and be touching your phone. You are addicted. So addiction is a response by an individual who wants to put back the oil. But the oil you are trying to put back is of bad octane. Yes, I know what you are trying to do. It's not like even you say you don't like, you feel ashamed that you are watching these things at night. You feel ashamed that you cannot even focus on your future. You just have to entertain yourself every 15 minutes. But it's not your fault, my dear. But what you are doing is you are trying to fill in with a bad octane. No, that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. And some people, their own becomes so bad. Next, their own becomes so bad that they now enter into what we call substance use disorder, where you now start smoking. This one, the oil is even worse. As this coming in, it's spoiling your carburetor, it's spoiling your gasket. Now you now take smoke. They say, hey, your friends now say, hey, now this is something I used to hide. The high is because they want to replace the oil. But you are replacing it using a substance, and the substance can cause you lung cancer, can cause you liver problems. 3 days ago, I saw a patient that was having what we call a volatile inhalant this mood induced mood disorder, currently mania. And what was this guy taking? This guy was taking what we call laughing gas. Some of you that did chemistry in secondary school, laughing gas, N2O. And I was even thinking it is something new, unknown to me. Almost many of my guys, people that I know around, when they go for party, they buy it. They say one canister of it is about 150,000 naira. And that one canister, it's just about 5 balloons. When they carry that canister, they'll just pump it inside the balloon and just be smoking it. The guy has run mad, though. The guy has run full mad. I am telling you now that currently in my ward, I have about 20 patients, and about 16 of my patients out of the 20 patients that are currently in my ward, 16 of them is because of substance. They are either taking Igbo or they are taking cannabis. They are either taking Igbo or they are taking alcohol or they are taking all kinds of things. Loud, taking colos and the rest of them. There's a video I saw yesterday. I was almost crying for this guy. This guy was hitting the head on the wall. Please and please, you are trying to fill back the oil. These people, that's why they need help. They need help. It's not their doing. They need to fill the oil because they are going down. Without that oil, they cannot sleep. Without that oil, they cannot move on. And it is our duty to make sure that any member of our family that is going through this, they deserve our help, not our judgment. I'm taking my time to explain this thing using a language that you understand, so that you would look in within yourself. Have I been trying to fill in with a bad octane oil? Some of you, you'll be binging of movies. Only you are watching movies for complete 8 hours, and you think that you are trying to fill in the oil, but no, 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 no. That is an abuse already. You are getting addicted to these things, and it is not good for you. Next. So, after a while, sometimes, next, please, next. Next. So, under duress, your own life may even decide to hurriedly start putting in the wrong oil for you. And that is the one we call what? Anxiety. When somebody will just say, okay. It is life that is putting it in you. For example, people that were attacked in their house, or a lady that has been raped before, cannot sleep because the body is now producing the wrong hormones known as steroids. It's producing them in excess. And now the vehicle is now working against you. You kickstart your vehicle and it is moving backward. You are afraid, you are scared. Because in that state, what you are having is a wrong oil. Wrong oil that you don't even know how it gets inside of you. This one now is that life that is putting the wrong oil inside of you because of some kind of exposure you must have had in the past. Or because of the kind of genetics that you were born with. But this is something that can still be managed, especially in the early phases. So that is anxiety for you. Then, let's move on. Then some time comes in the life of an individual where either by you taking substances or life putting some of this oil that is high in content in you, you now see that the oil is too much in the blood in the blood system. So now the vehicle is on overdrive. And these are people that you see them. There are some of them, many of them are prayer warriors. I'm sorry. You see, man, the kind of calling God gave to me. I don't know how to lie, especially in public like this. Many of your prayer men and your prayer women, especially those ones that don't get tired, it's that time you see we help them. Too much. How can no, I know that God gives strength. But when you become overactivity, they tire. Only you have 75 goals to achieve in the month of March that is ending this month. In your room, everywhere, you just paste one goals. My dear, you're not normal. You're not normal. You're not normal. You're not normal. Brother, come on to me. Come on to me, all ye that are labor. See, it's not normal. It's not that you are doing too much. I know God is the one that provides strength. But that strength that you are having is a problem. If care is not taken, if you continue walking up and down like this, some people now, I don't know about you, some people, they cannot sleep. Once they have 2 hours of sleep, they say, no, I'm okay. 3 hours of sleep is okay. My dear, it's not okay. It's not okay. You have excess energy. That is a problem. That excess energy. You see, the time it will break you down, and push you to the last one. Too much of anything, either too low or too high, is not normal at all. There's some people, anything they'll tell you that in God, that they have 6,000 powers that they have not yet used. My dear, that is meaning disorders. They have 23 power that they can pray for 72 hours. My dear, is not normal. It's not normal. Many of your prophets, they are my customers, so they come late in the night like Nicodemus. So they are on our drugs. So if you know that you are having such a situation whereby you feel that your energy is boundless, you are excessively happy, you believe that God is the one that sent you to Nigeria to turn the life you know that you are just too arrogant about the whole thing, that you are the next thing that happened after jollof rice, my dear. You see, you're having an issue. You're having an issue. Please, it is time to see a specialist. Just go ahead. Finally, if you don't take care, you will become permanently stranded in the desert of life because the street will become closed. The wire that connects the physical and the spiritual will cut off. And that is why sometimes when you see a madman, he will be standing, the one we call schizophrenia, he will be standing on the road and be dancing. Some of you will be thinking that the guy is hearing a music. It is you that is not hearing that music. But that music is of the other realm. It is that state that I want to prevent you from hearing those things of the other realm that is not correct. Yes, there is a thin line between vision and hallucination. There's a thin line between vision and hallucination. So when you start seeing things, especially when you are seeing things that other people cannot see, you are hearing things that other people cannot hear, my dear, you see, now crazy don't they crazy go like that. Now crazy go like that. So when you are seeing things, somebody will come and tell you, I see this, my dear. Not all angels, not all angels. Oh, some angels that some people are seeing is crazy, is crazy. Because when God speaks to a man, he speaks to the heart of a man usually. Very few people in the Bible did God appear to physically. For somebody to say that God brought bread for him to come and eat last night, and him and God they discuss, and my dear, see, that crazy person they talk with you like that. I don't care the kind of people the person is exhibiting, where he's standing. I am telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I've studied. I'm telling you what I practice on a daily basis. Many of the people you look up to have mental health disorders, and they are not being managed. And so many of them are in government. There are some of the drugs that we administer to people that one dose of our drug, one dose of the drug is about £1,000,000. Just one injection is about £1,000,000. And you think it is poor people that can afford that one. People in government that will give those ones to now. So there is perversity is so pervasive. Don't think that mental health disorder is just for people that are just crazy around. No. And I want to take out this appeal to those of you that are living in Nigeria, especially those that are living in and around Kogi State. I'm using this as an opportunity that if you have anyone that is having a mental health disorder, please, I would really want to have a discussion to see how these individuals can be helped. If you are living within Edo and Kogi area, please, these people can be helped. And many of our drugs are not even that expensive. We can have a discussion with their family to see how these people can be helped. That's why I call this one a mental health 103, because we are going in advance, because the people that are being captured by the Nicop Training Center this time around are people that will go out and become change agents. Let us see how we can change our country. Let us see how we can change the world. I know that not everybody that is operational in this group are from Africa or from Nigeria, but I am giving this call to those ones that are within this area. Those ones that are living abroad, I can tell you that there are systems in place that if you have any of this situation, please ask for help. Thank you. Please, let's go to the next one. Now that you have I've given you an idea of how all the mental health conditions look like. It is very important that I also tell you that no matter how much you try to take care of your mental health, the engine will one day get old and you now begin to become forgetful. And that stage is what we call dementia. So my task is to make sure that your engine is strong till you are around the age of 70, 80. Yes, so because after the age of 70, 80, my dear, anything that comes is what we call normal aging. So, but there are so many people now that are now experiencing even dementia before they are even 50 years. Early onset Alzheimer's below 65 years. We are seeing them all around us. And this is because these are people that never actually cared to take care of their mental health when they were younger. Yes, it's one of those points. So let's move ahead. Now that we have I've painted all the picture, at least I've given you everything that you need to know, at least a picture, a glance at all the mental health conditions that we deal with. All these things have all subtypes and the rest of them. But that one, leave it for the specialist. Your own is to be able to pick these things. And how can you be able to pick this in? When do you think you need to check your oil and speak to a specialist? One, whenever you begin to have trouble sleeping, my dear, it's a pointer that your mental health is at stake. I warned my wife some time ago, and I told her that I don't care. I will not bother you. I care. Sorry, I can't use I don't care. I said, I'm not bothered if you don't eat. I'm not bothered about anything. But if you tell me that you are missing sleep, I become worried. Because for the past 4 years, I've seen thousands of mental health conditions. I have treated thousands of mental health conditions. There's one symptom that is common to all of them, and that is all of them have problem with their sleep. And that is when I decided that me, as long as I'm alive on this planet, my 6 hours sleep, nothing will touch my 6 hours sleep. Sometimes I take it as far as 8 hours because I'm not owing anybody. I'm not running after anybody. Yes, so I'm not to, so that I don't go and run crazy. There are some men of God that have preached, very respectable men of God that have preached that, yes, so that if you are sleeping more than 4 hours a day, that you must have done. Yeah, it's beautiful preaching. But do you know the effect of reduced sleep on your longevity? Anyway, we'll check on that when we start talking about when we do the detail. Do you know the effect of poor sleep? My dear, if you have to play with anything, let it not be your sleep. Please don't play with it. Secondly, when you now begin to get unnecessarily angry with people, you don't know, you get pissed off. Please, this is time for you to have a mental health checkup. Or when you discover that you don't know, you are just unnecessarily sad, it's time for you to check yourself. Or you see that just now you are just happy, then after about in the evening, you are now sad. That is mood swings. It's happening almost on daily basis. It's time for you to have a mental health check. Or you just see food. It's either you are eating too little or you are eating too much. Or immediately you just standing in one place, you just start having panic attack. Immediately you just start your heart to start beating very fast. It is time for you to check on yourself. Or you feeling extremely weak. You don't know, you are just tired. Please, it's time for you to have your oil checked. Please, let's move ahead. So, what is the trigger for all mental health disorder? The trigger for all mental health disorder, like I told you earlier, I said everybody is a potential madman. Yes, so all you just need to show your own madness is what? Is stress. Once we can give you enough stress, once enough stress hits you, your madness will come out. And that is why, if you notice, when somebody is getting angry, you say, I'm mad at you. Why is the person saying that I'm mad at you? It's because anger is a state of temporary madness. When anger becomes persistent, it becomes a state we call mania. Yes. So, what is stress? I know you must have heard, hey, don't stress me. What is even stress? Some people think that stress is anything. No, 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 no. That's what you think the stress may not be what we take as stress. What is stress? Stress is when the demands of life exceed your supply of strength. And I always like using this example. If they come to you today, Sister Deborah, they come to you and they say that, assuming you are a student in Uniben, and they say that your school fees is has been increased from 100,000 to 900,000. Will you be bothered? It depends. You say, yes, now I'll be bothered. No, no, it depends. If your father is Dangote and in your account, you have about 500 billion in the account, for instance, whether they like, let them increase the school fees to 10 million. It doesn't bother you. That is because you have enough strength to withstand the demands that has been put on you. But assuming your mother is an old widow that is trying to gather wood in order to be able to pay the 100,000 that is school fees, and then increase the school fees, you go one run mad. So what is stress to one person may not be stress to another person. For example, now, some of you that are here, if for a UBA bank decide to remove 5,000 naira from your account, and there is nothing, no description, some of you in this that are listening to me, first thing in the morning, you are in UBA bank. And there are some people here that they will remove 5,000 naira from their account. It's still on this call that will not even notice. Yes. What stressed you to go to UBA is something that somebody not even noticed that left his bank. You may just say, oh, his bank charges, okay, no problem. Yes, you just say, his bank charges, okay, no problem. I'm very, very sure I know people that are here in this class that it will stress them. So what stresses you is what can push you towards a mental health problem. So by the time we are able to learn how to manage stress, we must have ended up learning how to manage mental health problem. Because the madness is there. Oh. Please, some of you don't even know the story of your lineage, because some of you have crazy people for your family or your mother or your father's side, very, very far, 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 far. You know that gene is still in you. Wait until enough stress from your university happen to you. It will come out. That's why some of you sometimes after doing some things to your roommate when you were in the university, you say, is it me that did it? No, it's your village people. They actually manifested temporarily. And if that kind of stress, maybe that kind of insult or that kind of problem that happened, if it continue to happen to you, they may just push you over the cliff. Let's go to the next one. So you've not known what stress is, and it is stress that we want to manage. So stress can come out with emotional symptoms. It can come out with physical symptoms. For example, now there are some people, some of my patients that come around, they say, something is scratching me at my back, it's scratching me. Those are physical symptoms. Sometimes they say, my heart is beating very fast, or I'm feeling very, very tired. Then there are some ones that have what we call behavioral symptoms. I have a patient that came to me the other day, and I asked the patient, who are you? He said, I'm God the Father. I said, God the what? He said, I'm God the Father. I said, then who is God the Son? He look at the younger brother. I said, that is God the Son. Those are behavioral problems. You know that one has started hearing voices. There's one of my patients that is in the world. He'll just tell you that, that yesterday, that Tinubu carry plane and has been looking for him. I say, I say like this, when if you pay your hospital bill, Tinubu, they come look for you. Yes. But we don't want to go to that stage. These are people that normal, they were in their house doing their business, so they have the potential of becoming mad people. Then stress happened to them and now push them. The stress may be in the form of you even taking a substance. For example, now there's some people, there's one, oh my God, one patient I once had. The guy is not a smoker, he's not a this. The first day that the guy will carry a bow, just take one sip. Because the brother is always smoking, who smoke from morning till evening. So the brother told him, you're not a man. So the guy went and took one to he did just knock the brain, just one see. Now the brother now brought him to the hospital. So what am I saying? People stress, something that people are going through. Some of you that like copying people, copy people. You copy somebody, you go and take a smoke, you take one sip. This person has been smoking for the past 10 years, has not done anything. You take one sip. They say person when Satan won't punish, one sex will result in HIV. So please and please don't start something that you know that will not augur well. So an unmanaged stress is like a Benz without enough engine oil. That engine, that Benz is about to become useless. So the question is, are you stressed? Do you sometimes experience muscle tension, headache, anxiety, anger, like what we say, or decreased sex drive? Please, I want to say something. When I mentioned this decreased sex drive, it's not for people that are not married, like many of you that are here, like that have decided not to. You don't want any person's son to love you. I don't know whether you are a stone. You have no right whatsoever to have anything to do with sex. Sex is for people that are married. So when I say decreased sex drive, I know the people I'm talking to is not for you. Yes. And some of you, you say I know the adults are here that I'm using condom. Please, I'm begging you in the name of the Lord God Almighty. Many of these things have leaks. So a patient of mine told me that he has been using condom. And now the guy is having hepatitis B. And I can tell you there's no cure for hepatitis B. Yes, so he has to be taking drugs for the rest of his life. It's okay now. Let's go. Let's move on. So this is my favorite part of the class now. Now I'm not beginning. I want to teach now. How not to run mad before you are 50 years. How not to run mad before 50. I know somebody is going to ask me, well, after 50 we can run mad. I don't know. At least if I can take it to 50, have I not tried? So let's go. And the only way, the summary of what I'm about to say is what we call stress management. And I'm going to teach you some principles and some laws that you can apply immediately that can begin to see results. Please, let's move ahead. Okay. So there's something we call the four burnout theory by a man known as David Sedaris. Now, your life, I really wish that this was where I started from, but I need to give you those background that we just, it's not a waste, but this is where you are really going to enjoy. So please, if you have not been here, come now. This is the one that you are going to apply to your life. See, there's something we call the four burner theory. Some of you, I know that many of you use burner in your house, but if you are still using charcoal or using stove, just assume that the stove there are four. But the burner that can really explain this situation, any spirit of poverty, I bind you, because young people should know what a burner is. Look at the pictures on the board. You must have seen this thing in movies, in Nigerian home movies, on YouTube. You watch YouTube now, this one. Now, this burner is your life. Your life is divided into four main parts where you spend your time, your energy, and your money. The first one is family. The second one is fun, but which is majorly comprises of your where you go to catch fun, watching of movies, going out, meetings, and the rest of them. That is for fun. Then the third one is fitness, where you try to keep your mental, whether you go to the gym, you spend time running around, you listen to music, anything that will help you, either your physical or your mental health. Then the fourth one is first, or your career success, your professional success, your goals. The problem that we have, and that is bringing so much stress in the life of people, is the fallacy called the fallacy of balance. Some of you want
Madam, cover your dress. You say I beg, I know madam, I know accept it.
since someone is speaking in the background, please, can somebody still hear me? So the first fallacy of failure of balance is the fallacy of balance. Some of you want to balance everything. You want to have very good health. then your family, they love you, you are enjoying life, and the rest of them, you have very beautiful babies, and there's no problem between you and your spouse. Then your friends know that you are the baller, you guys watch, you are doing Arsenal together, and you are still top on your job. My dear, there's nothing like that. There is nothing. They say that they should mute me. Hello. I saw a message that said they should mute me. Did I do anything wrong?
No,
It was
it's not you,
referring
sir.
to the noise at the
Okay.
background.
Okay.
Thank you,
The
sir.
reason why you are
You are,
stressed
you are breaking tables. That's all.
is because some of you wants to balance these things. And it is your attempt to balance all of them to be there. You want to be there for everybody. You want to be there for every what the name of this is? Every birthday, you want to be there. Naming ceremony, you want to be there for everybody. Every church program, you want to be there, my dear. No. See, it's just a call for madness. You are going to stress out. So, according to David Sedaris, he says that if you want to be very, very prominent in your place of work, you want to achieve significant amount of success in your life as a worker, he says that you have to make sure that you put off one of these burners. Please, can we go to the next slide, please? Let me just show you. So you see that one of the burners got off so that the three can burn very well, because it's just they are having the same source. And it is said that since we have limited time, energy, and money, it is impossible to run all four burners at maximum capacity simultaneously. To succeed, one must turn down at least one burner. And if you want extreme success, you have to turn down two of your burners. Yes. And if you remember, this is the first class we all had in economics, the class on scarcity. That because of scarcity, one has to make what? A choice. And when you make a choice, the one that you cannot fulfill is now called the opportunity cost based on your scale of preference. My own non-negotiable as a person is my family. Please and please, I don't play with my family. Please, any success when my family is not going alongside with me. So I know that family is non-negotiable for me. But in recent time, have I not have to sacrifice my family? I had to, for me to be able to achieve one level of success. But something has to be sacrificed. Some of you just look at people like Papa Oyedepo, and I'm like, wow, I want to achieve. Do you know what the man? Some of you, when you listen to messages, you don't listen very well. The man say he works 16 hours a day. It's because some of you, mathematics is one subject you have refused to learn when you were in secondary school. Because if you did, you would have known that if somebody is spending 16 hours in his or her workplace, it means that the person has to be at work by 6 and leave by 10 o'clock. That's what it means. So by 10 p.m. is when Papa is coming back home. Then you now see the wife. The wife must have been trying to doze to sleep on the rest of them. So I don't know. Me, I'm not the jealous anybody. I'm not the jealous anybody. Look at, do you see do you see the burner he has to put off to be able to achieve that kind of success that he was? Some of you, you never look at your burners very well. Some of you want to be watching YouTube, to be watching is it Omole Oboli? I don't recall. Is it Omole Oboli? You want to watch Omole Oboli and still be a global voice. I don't know how you want to do it. I'm not saying people that watch Omole Oboli are not successful. No, that's not what I'm saying. But that one is fun. So the problem comes when you, as an individual, you think you can have everything at the same time. But my brother and my sister, I can tell you for free that you cannot achieve everything at once. So something needs to go. You need to let some things go. Yes. If Omole want to be the grand patron of Omole, just focus on Omole and leave international and leave international voice for people that are giving that wants to become international voices. I'm not saying that you cannot watch movies, but something needs to give in. You cannot be present in all naming ceremony. Why is it? At the point I told my father, wait, why are you always going back to village for burial? Is that you are related to everybody in the village? Are you going to village every weekend? I don't just even understand people. Must you go for every wedding? Eh? Some of you, the stress you are stressed is because you are now you want to make first class, and you want to make first class, and every party you are involved in. Hmm? Somebody will be there. Somebody will be there for consistently. You want to be. I want to achieve the way Nicola. You see, some of you just sit down and ask Nicola, what is it that you are giving up? Which of the bond are you have you put off to be able to achieve what you have been able to achieve? The little. Yes, because I know that is what Nicholas will come and tell me now. That is the little that he has achieved. The little that you have achieved, which bonus are you putting on? A bonus has to go. Abamana. A bonus has to go. So if you have decided that all your own burner has to be burning, my dear, just accept your average life the way it is. It is when you want to now achieve everything, you want to be a high flyer, you want to be your family to love you. My dear, at the point in my life, I told my family, my father's house, I said, I don't want you to push love. Yes, I don't want their love. Because their love was no longer helping me. Yes. But a burner or two has to go. It is when you want to balance this balance that there's nothing like work-life balance. That thing is nonsense talk. There's nothing like that. Just leave people. They don't even know what they are talking about. Knowing this will help you. So when tomorrow now you are being stressed, remember that it is because you are trying to balance something that cannot balance. Accept it now. You can't balance all four. Is that people say this one not the great person, or this one is a jovial person, is the life of the party, and at the end of the day you are just very close to the Olodo class in the maybe Olodo class. How they call them? First class, second class, third class, Olodo class. Is Olodo, but something has to give in. Let's move ahead. The second theory I would like you to learn is the theory of influence. The theory of influence. Inside, there's something we call the things you can control. I'm teaching you how to manage stress now. The core principles underneath how to manage it. There are things you can control. Jesus, 9:23 already. Just now that I just started. God. Things you can control. Things like taking care of yourself, setting your personal goals, creating your boundaries, setting priorities, telling yourself how you are going to be responding to people, deciding what you're going to be thinking about from now henceforth. Then there's a template we call the circle of concern. Forget about the circle of influence, right? Circle of concern. These are things that are outside your control. You cannot do anything about it. The kind of policy that Tinubu is going to set is not under your control. Why are you getting bothered about it? Which place Donald Trump is going to bomb next is none of your business. It doesn't concern. It should not be something you should be thinking about too much. Have people decided to be smoking? How did their smoking get to do with you? It's not your business. What is happening in Aso Rock is not your business. Some of you just continue complaining online. Tinubu is doing this one. Is it? What are you going to do concern? If you cannot do anything about, and it's something I like about Nicholas. I like about my brother Nicholas. As long as something is happening, when when Britain started cutting that Africans cannot no longer come to the UK, he was not thinking of the business side of it, and that is the way my wife also thinks. I don't know. I think they have a very, very look-alike. Like they just have a way of me. I can't. I don't know. Why should they start closing the door after opening the door? But if you cannot do anything about it, celebrities that divorce, what is your business? What is your business? When they call her that one that looks like a mad person that went and jam motor. Some people are just talking about it, or they say there are some things that are not your concern. Why are you even posting about them? These are your circle of concern. Weak people focus on their circle of concern, while strong people, highly effective people, focus on their circle of control. Because when you focus on things you can control, you now begin to expand your circle of influence. And people whose circle of influence are big have lower level of stress. Please let's move to the next slide. So, they didn't bring light. What can you do? Are you going to beat him? Some of you believe that this man is the cause of your problem. He is not the cause of your problem. Yes, stop focusing on him. He's outside your area of control. Expending energy, time, resources on things outside your control will lead you to stress. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what will empower you. By constantly working on things you can change, you gradually expand your circle of influence. If you do what you can, God will do what you can't. Yes. So I'm talking about Tinubu. Tinubu is living his own life. If you think that Tinubu is not doing well, go and pick form in 2027 and run for presidency. Because there's nothing you can basically do. The only thing you can do is that you go and get your PVC and vote. Even though your vote will be likely not count, but that is just what is in your way. Then in telling your friends that they should not vote Tinubu, that one is in your area of your control. But for you to now be posting about, except if you want to just inform, but don't make that your preoccupation. You are increasing your stress level. You are increasing your chances of developing a mental breakdown one day. Let's move on. Thank you very much. Then the final principles that I would like to talk about before I just give you some tips, some very solid tips, is what I call the theory of the vital few. Some of you, I don't know what is your problem. I don't know what is your problem. Pareto principle. Pareto in the year 1896 saw that 80% of your results in life will come from 20% of the things that you are doing. What that means is that out of every 10 results you are seeing, if you have 10 results, 8 of them is because of 2 things that you have done correctly. And it is your duty to find and prioritize those things. Because 20% of causes is what drives 80% of the result. In the same way, in your life, if you count 10 things that are stressing your life, 2 of them are causing 80% of the stress. First of all, catch those 2 and destroy them first. At a point in life, I did.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I say something quickly?
Okay, go ahead.
Is it possible for you to settle down and do where you can stop today and tomorrow?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear
Sorry,
me now?
Mr. Nicholas, we can't hear you. I think your network, our network or something.
It seems our time is up. Okay, we'll stop.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, but okay.
Sorry, I said, can you settle down and stop where you can stop today, and then we continue tomorrow? Because I don't want us to miss anything. Like this is not this is life.
See, Nick, you have started. You have just started.
Sorry, don't worry. I'll apologize to your wife. Please, you are picking me up tomorrow again, please.
It's okay.
Guys, did you agree? If you agree, please give me a thumbs up, so that we don't have to rush these things and finish this thing.
You want me to talk? You want me to talk about vital Pareto?
Great.
I don't. My wife always
let's settle down, do some parts today. Whatever we can stop today, we continue tomorrow, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, what slide are we in now? Let me just check. What slide are we in?
What slide number, please?
Okay, let me.
Okay. I think we have gone very far from what I can see.
What slide number, please?
We're on slide 32.
32 over 50. So and we have 30 minutes. Imagine. So just don't
Okay.
worry. Whatever you think.
Okay. Let me just finish Pareto. Let me finish. I'll stop on this slide, and we'll continue
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so that we can have time for this.
She been as waiting. Even my wife was telling me, why will you be submitting 50 slides? I was thinking I could run through it, and now they don't catch me. Okay, no
No,
problem.
this is fine. This is fine. I mean, it's good for us. We'll do it tomorrow. Continue.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, is there any question, or should I wrap up the Pareto principle?
No, I mean, you have the liberty to continue at anywhere that is comfortable.
Okay. I'll just finish up with the Pareto principle. Mm. Okay, because many people have plenty of questions. Somebody is already asking me what's the sleeper. I'll answer all those questions. Please let the coordinator just help me by gathering those questions together so that I'll attempt them all. Now, Pareto principle. See, your problem is that you are doing too much. And this was what I was discussing with my wife recently. Many of us are doing too much. Only you are selling perfume. Only you are selling land. You are a real estate agent. You are what do they call them? You are doing TikTok. Only you are an online influencer. I don't just what exactly are you doing? How can you be selling land and be selling perfume at the same time? Yes, the economy is hard, but try. See, just sit down. I end up with this story. There was a time in the life of myself and my wife, and she came to me and told me that she traveled to another country, and she told me she wanted to pick a job. And I said, okay, how is this job? You say, that she has applied, and my wife likes work. God knows I don't like work. Come, I like systems. That's why I know so many laws and the rest of them. I like it. And when work don't tire me, will come to me for the systems. I don't like work. I'm sorry if you want to know. I am lazy. Yes, because even my boss in the office will say, if you want this work to be done in work of 2 hours, if you want it to be done in 15 minutes, give it to Victor. Victor knows all the shortcuts on how to get this thing done. I don't know why people like work. So she now came to me and told me, no, not that I don't like work. I like producing results. But let it be that I'm giving any effort I put, let it produce maximum. This I don't have that. It's only somebody like Nicholas that can sit and say, okay, I'll be following up and be growing this thing for the next 2 years. Me, I don't get that. No, no, no. If I do it for 2 months and produce results, I beg you, I know you do it. No, I don't get strength. Now, so what am I saying in essence? So she now came to me and said that she saw this job. I said, okay, how many hours? She was expecting me that I was going to ask her how much was the pay. No, that's not my. I said, how many hours is the work? She said that she needs to go and take royalty to school. Then she will now go from there and go to this work. I say, how many hours? He said, on daily basis is about 8 to 10 hours. I say, 8 hours. He said, yes, 8 hours. Okay, how many hours to the workplace? He said, 2 hours. How many hours back? He said, 2 hours. I said, so in total, you are going to be spending 12 hours. At the end of the day, there was a small business we were doing that time. She was spending 30 minutes on that job, and that job was giving her more than for that 30 minutes she was doing. For every 30 minutes she spent, she was getting, let's say, about 50,000 naira for every 30 minutes. And this particular job for the full month is about 400,000. We now sat down and did the calculation. I said, babe, you cannot do this job. The reason he didn't do that job, and because she was not doing that job, she had a clear mind. And with that clear mind, she started applying for some certain things, and boom, that door was open and the rest of them. What am I saying? Some of you are doing too much. It is high time you just sit down for the first time in your life. All the businesses you are involved in, write all of them down. And in front of it, write how much they are bringing out for you. It will shock you that 80% of the money that you are making is actually from just 20%, maybe just two of those businesses. Cancel the rest. You are not doing anything for passion. Cancel it. Just cancel it. Cancel it. So that your stress level will not go high. Some of you, you are just, how many years? You are just 25 years and you are already having blood pressure of old men. List the things you are doing, because there are many. You cannot be selling perfume, be doing a TikTok, be doing this one. You are not come. You are not El Shaddai. And secondly, the people look in your life. There are just two people in your life that are giving you the highest amount of stress. 80% of your stress is coming from just two particular individuals. When I discovered the two individuals that were giving me all the kind of stress, because every time I was always getting angry, it was because of two people. When I discovered them, I said, okay, when I come shop. I didn't block them, but I reduced my interaction with them drastically. And since then, joy overflow in my heart. Some of you, you need to write down the list of people that are in your life that are stressing your life. The list of places you have been going that are stressing. It's just few things that are dealing with you. There are not many. The majority of the stress you are witnessing is just from few sources. Some of you may need to tender your resignation. And I tell you, I was abroad, and I will soon be abroad again, Cha. There's this particular work I was doing, and this work was stressing me. I was complaining, I was becoming. Then one day I just sat down and said, no, 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 no. I just told my boss, I said, I'm going back to my country. And every other person were calling me, no, Victor, you cannot leave. This and that. I said, no, you now. I mean, I won't make her run mad. No. And because of that singular decision, eh? My peace has been restored. And I'm telling you, though I'm not earning as much as when I was there, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking straight. I am making very strategic moves. And I bring it to you today. Some of you may need to leave this class today and go and resign from some relationship, some useless relationship. You know, this guy is beating you. He's giving you big eye. And you say, my king, my king. They'll kill you one day. Thank you very much for their time. I think at this point now, we should take the question while we take the remaining part of the session tomorrow. Come on. Yeah, thank you very much. According to what the director was saying earlier on. Yeah, please
Thank you
feel.
so much, Dr. Victor. That was a very awesome session. Wow. Wow, it's been a very long ride and very deep session. I've really learned so much, and I think many people have learned so much too. I will start writing down those things that are stressing me out. And one thing that stood out for me was when he said the oil that is driving our life. Many of us are running on low oil. So we just want to have feedback and questions. If you have questions, please raise up your hand and let's have them. Thank you, Glory. The session is gracious. Feedback, and questions. Can you unmute yourself and speak? Raise your hand and let's have you. I'm saying chat, but we need you to speak.
Okay, Taiwo, I think you can just read the
Okay.
questions in the chat box as well. Thank you.
Do we have anyone with questions or feedback?
There are questions in the chat box.
Someone is talking.
There is a question from Ifeanyi Chuku. We cannot hear you, Taiwo.
Questions from the chat. Someone can help me read it.
Okay, I'll take the questions. Thank you very much, Dr. Victor. So there's a question here that says, from tonight's mental health 101 lesson, how many hours of night sleep is ideal for good mental health?
Okay, thank you very much. Ifeanyi Shuku, I believe. Ifeanyi Shuku. Oh, Ifeanyi Shuku. Sorry. According to the WHO, an adult should sleep between 6 to 8 hours. And that is because there's something we call the REM and the non-REM sleep, because sleep is divided basically into two parts. And you need at least, I think, about 4 sessions of REM sleep, I think, per night or so. And each of them is about 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. I mean, 1 hour, 30 minutes. The cycle completes. So you need about 4 of it to be fully refreshed. Yes. So minimum of 6 hours, but I usually tell people between 6 to 8 hours. Personally, I do my 7 hours. I do my 7 hours. Yes. I decided to offer that remaining 1 hour because some if when I finally when because currently now I traveled from my wife. Once I meet my wife now, it's 8 hours away. It's 8 hours we are running it. I'm telling you the truth. It's not see, my dear, there are no very specific rules as to the number of hours, but I'm telling you, is it not better you sleep very well, and once you started your work, you can do than you introducing intermittent form of confusion, because many people are confused, and the reason is because they are having poor sleep. Yes. So minimum of 6 hours, but if you can take, if you have the strength. But as a student, I would just ask you, please don't go beyond 7 hours, so that at least but the problem is that, let's just even be realistic. The time you're using to watch movies, why not go and sleep? Just go and sleep. Just sleep. Because all these things, because we spend so much time online, and the time that we're supposed to use for the things that will help our life, we will not use it. We'll not be blaming sleep. It's not sleep. It's not sleep that is making you not to be successful. Oh, sorry, it's not sleep. What not make you to succeed is because you don't have systems in place. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about some systems, the ABCDE systems. Because I introduced a new system before the other blockers. So we'll talk about it tomorrow, how to create some system. Thank you. So 6 hours.
Thank you very much, sir. We have another question from Grace Oyibo. She's asking, okay, so my questions are, can we equate mental health disorder to depression? Secondly, when you notice you constantly feel sad suddenly, experience mood swings, feeling headache when you are thinking and feeling headache, or even having phobia for people and prefer staying alone. My question now is, could we say such an individual is depressed or suffering from mental disorder? Lastly, how can you properly handle stress in a situation that feels helpless?
Okay. Thank you, Oyimbo Grace. Okay. In Igala they say Oyimbo means a white man. Okay. Depression is a type of mental health disorder. Is one of the types of mental health disorder. So that, I believe that answers the question. So if a person is having depression, what the person is having is a mental health disorder. There are six categories of mental health disorder, but and under the six, there are about 20, 20, 20. Is it 20 or 30, 30 each? I can recite all the 30 on each of the six, on each of the in under the this, but there's no, it's nothing. That would be just me doing show off. Yes. But then once a person is having phobia and all those things, but there are some phobias that are normal. There's not all phobias that are mental health disorders. For instance, now I have phobia for height to the extent that I cannot climb bridge and I avoid bridge, and it's not a mental health disorder. The reason why it is not a mental health disorder is because it does not, because for you to classify something as a mental health disorder, it must be affecting your work or your relationships. My wife has not divorced me because I have I have phobia for height yet, and my workplace they have not sacked me because I cannot climb high things. So I can tell you that though I have a phobia for height, it's not yet a disorder yet. These are criteria, but this just, let's leave it for the specialist. When you, if you know that you are having any of this situation and you want to have a session, just let's create a session and talk one-on-one. Now, mood swings, there's something we also call personality disorders. I didn't mention it because they are not very, they because if I start talking about personality disorder, there are about 10 of them, from the schizoid, then through to the borderline, then before we go to the avoidant, to the different classes and the rest of them, it will be a very wide class. But if you are experiencing mood swings from time to time, it may be time for you to do what we call personality assessment to know what your kind of personality is. Yes, it's very, very important. So, in summary, depression is a type of mental health disorder. And when you constantly start seeing, you started experiencing all this sad mood, wound sting, and headache, and the rest of them, it is high time that you have a one-on-one session with a specialist to be able to come up with whether you are having a mental health, you are having a depressive episode, and we'll be able to further classify it, then be able to assist you with which drugs you should take. Then, lastly, you say, how can one handle stress in a situation that feels
Is a
helpless?
place.
I don't know. There's no situation that is actually helpless as long as the person is still alive. What you call helpless is that you have not yet been given access to the help. Even someone that has been kidnapped, there is still help coming on the way, as far as they have not yet killed the person. So it's just for you to talk to the right person. There is no situation that is helpless. Mm. You need to talk to somebody. And I believe the mentors that you have in Nicobia are always open to, all you just need to do is that I'm from Nicob, so and so, and I need to do and this is what I'm going through. And there are some people that have reached out to me, and all they needed was a single call. I remember there was a daughter, one of my girls that year. The girl was going through a lot. She was crying every night, and I was like, "What is the problem?" And she was like, "Dr. Victor, I have written JAMB 10 times, and here I am. I'm approaching 30 years now, and I have not been able to secure an admission. I have secured admission in the past, but at the end of the day, when I go to resume, they will say my name is not on the list and I have been denied." And while we're talking, by the virtue of what I call the spirit of wisdom, I was able to it just I because I have this gift of word of knowledge where I know things that nobody has ever told me. Yeah, so I was able to diagnose that a curse was laid on this young lady, that as long as he's the one that continues to pay for her jam examination, she will never I know I'm not supposed to be talking about spiritual because I'm not called here as a spiritual person. I've been called here as a medical doctor and as a psychiatrist. But I'm sharing these stories because it helps to answer this question. So the course that was laid on her is that she will never be able to see the four walls of a university or a higher institution as long as she's the one that is paying for her jam. So while we're talking, I just told her because I have her account number. Like I told you, she's somebody that I know. So I just sent her the money and I told her, please, tomorrow morning, I want you to go and buy the jam form, fill it. I want to see the bagger lizard from your family that will stop you from getting admission this time around. So she went and picked the form. I called another daughter of mine that was studying medicine in Uni Abuja, and I told her that if this girl failed this jam, you are going to pay me the money that I put in for the jam. The tattoos are bad. Now, which kind of problem? I see you have to do it. Make sure that this girl passed this jam. She wrote the jam. As I'm talking to you, by September this year, this girl, this lady in question, will be graduating. Not just graduating, no. By the grace of God, she was speaking with my wife, and she is currently getting married to one of my wife's friends that they studied abroad. Why did I share this story? To tell you that there is no situation that is helpless. It's just that you have not yet met help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Before you go tonight, there is another question here that I would like to read before we call it a day. So this person is saying, thank you, sir. Please, sir, when one starts noticing excessive doubts on one's daily activities, can that be called OCD? And what advice can you give such person?
Again.
Okay, the person is saying when one starts noticing excessive doubts on one's daily activities, can that be called OCD? And if it is OCD, what advice can you give to such person?
It's not just doubt that makes up OCD. Now, what is OCD? Obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, obsessive from the word obsession means that you will be staying and some images will be coming to your mind, some thoughts will be entering your mind without your permission, and it's stressing you. And those thoughts, the way to remove those thoughts is that you must do a particular ritual in order to be able to get rid of that particular thought that is coming to your mind. Is the sixth type of anxiety disorder. So, for instance, now as somebody is you are standing, you lock your door, you are going to walk, and it will not come into your mind and be telling the thought will not be coming to your mind that that door you did not lock it, you did not lock it, but you know you lock this door, and the thought will be coming. You say, okay, you now start that, you now go back and now open you now go and check, and the door is actually locked. Most of the times you wash your hand, you now say, no, there's gem still in the hand, you have not washed it very well. You now have to go back. You are stressed and it's stressing you. So there are three things that must be fulfilled. First of all, the thought that you don't like is hitting you. That is number one. Then number two, you have to go and carry out a ritual, something that the thought is making you to do. You have to do it. Then finally, it is stressing you. If these three things are not, you have not yet fulfilled these three conditions, you cannot say somebody has an OCD. Yes. And there's also the one we call an OCPD, which is a personality disorder, where you have obsessive compulsive personality disorder, where this person just like everything to be perfect. They'll finish dressing bed now. They say, no, this bed, no. They will not be rearranging the bed until they end up tearing the bed sheet because they want to be perfect. That one is an OCPD. It's another type, but that one is under personality disorder. But like I said, and I will continue to say, anyone that you are not very clear about this, you are just a message away from the director, and they'll reach out. I'll just send you the answer for clarification. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Taiwo, over to you. I think there are some hands up.
Okay, thank you for your help. Thank you, sir, Dr. Victor, for the responses. Um,
Thank you.
okay, Malachi Chekwebe, if I get it right. Can you talk now?
Good evening. Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Um, Thank you so much, sir, for tonight's session. I really got real values. Okay, my question is, um, when you talked about the four burnout theory, you mentioned that for you to be uh, at your best in some areas, that you need to cut down on others. So my question is, in trying to trim down things like to prioritize, and you can't see, like, everything seems to be important and urgent at the time. Let me see, three options or four. You can't see which one is not really important. Like, you're just trying to find a way to cut down to avoid weighing you down, but you can't see which one. Like, you don't know exactly how to cut it down. Everything seems important and urgent at the time. How can you help um in that moment?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. I really, really love the question. Now, this now brings you to the whole concept of what is your vision? What is the assignment of God upon your life? What do you actually want to be remembered for in this world? I come from a home where I didn't like the way my parents were running the family system. Yes. I didn't like the way my parents were running the family system. And that already informed my decision that I will sacrifice my own. I want to be known globally as as a global psychiatrist. But if that vision ever come in collision with having a family, a blessed I mean a unified family, my dear, the vision is already dead on arrival. Even the vision knows. The vision already knows that he is dead on arrival. So family for me is untouchable. In as much as sometimes I had to separate from them, but it's with the agreement of if my wife has said, no, you cannot go, that vision ends. That is just we are not having discussion. So there's something we call the non-negotiable. What is your own non-negotiable? So that now becomes one. So I'm now left with three other options, which is fun and friends. That's number one. That's number two. Then number three is the work, which is something I want to succeed in. Then the number three is the fitness, which is things like sleep, exercise, and the rest of them. Now I can tune down the exercise, whereby I can tell myself, okay, from now henceforth, I'll no longer be entering car to work again. I'll be trekking to work. That will cover up for my exercise. For my sleep, I'll try as much as possible to see how I can just be on 6 hours sleep. It's not going to be forever now until I achieve that goal. Then, as far as fun is concerned, I know that I will no longer be sitting with my friends to say I'm watching ball. I'm not doing all those things. I've sacrificed the whole of fun. I'm no longer going to be watching Omone Oboli. I'm no longer going to be watching me. I'm not a Momo Oboli. Me, which one do I even watch? My own is I love Arise TV because I always like all those quarrel things about Nigeria and the rest of them. So I give up. I don't know. At this point in my life, I've actually given up for some few days now. I don't think I've actually focused on Arise TV. So because I have some assignments on my hand. So you can see you can actually do this thing. But there are some ones that you must never touch. Me personally, my own is family. Wait, you want to see my red eyes now? Just try and insult my wife. No, after this class, I'll get your number, you won't know. So all those kind of there are areas that you should just so that your burner is full and the light that is coming inside, you don't want to end up average. So something must go down for something to go up. That's just the whole concept of the whole thing. Except if you just want to end up as a mediocre. Mm.
And to add that, the part of this of the emoji you'll be doing. Can you hear me, guys?
Your line is breaking.
Dr. Nick, which place you go stay like this?
I'm leaving set.
Are you in a submarine?
What about that? What about can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you, but I don't know why your voice, there's a way it sounds.
How is it sounding now?
It's better.
Okay. Maybe because you're seeing my face. Don't mind my stress face. I've been a very stressful day. Okay, so I just want to add quickly that as part of the emoji you're going to be doing, there's something we're going to talk about clarity. That is how to know what you should be doing with your life at a particular point in time. So I think that will help you to be able to spend time. Yeah. So I
Okay.
just want to add that. So keep them in part of the emoji. Make sure you don't miss any of the intelligence system section. Thank you.
Yeah, that is come on. This guy, this your guy, is it Baba Lola? He said, I didn't really get the example you gave, sir. I noticed that a few days now, I doubt if I lose the door. Sometimes I just go on, but most times I go back to check and then it's locked. Now, Mr. Baba Lola, Oluwa Tobiloba Baba Lola, see, what I'm saying is this. You going to check back on the door. Let me just tell you one thing that may be the problem. How many hours have you been sleeping in recent time? Because when you sleep little, it starts disturbing the stability of the neurotransmitters in the brain, and it can cause this. Because it happens to me sometimes. Maybe sometimes my wife calls me in the night that she wants us to gist about something. At the end of the day, I end up, whenever I go downstairs, I just say, wait, oh, it seems I did not lock the door. But I know I locked the door because I know that there's no way I can, because it's already an automatic behavior. I'll go. So one of these days now, I actually came back home and discovered that the door was not actually locked. Yes, sometimes it can be like that, bro. 4 to 5 hours, except if you want to follow the path of Dr. Nicholas, I don't think it's a good one. Oh. 4 to 5 hours will not do because you will not have completed even just this is just like you have just 4 hours, not even up to three
Don't
REM
uh,
sleep.
I don't sleep for 2 hours. 5 minutes. Don't sleep less than 8 hours.
Mm, I think it may be because of the sleep, most likely. I'm thinking because it happens to me sometimes. Especially when I have to gist with my wife through the night. So it happens like that. So try and work on your sleep. Try and work on your sleep. Try to increase it because there's something we call sleep depth. I don't know whether I will have time to explain it tomorrow. Sleep depth, whereby you owe sleep. You don't know you are owing sleep, but you will know that you are owing sleep. And some of them will just go and be affecting your mental health negatively. That is just it. Is when we have ruled that out, then I can now put you under what I call a test, some test, and some mental state examination to find out if you actually have an OCD. And please stop going around reading things in the internet. So some of these things can really, really get you worried excessively. But if you can come to this class and sit very well without you logging out, since I don't think you have OCD. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Victor. Thank you, everyone. So that we don't overstress ourselves, we need to complete our 6 hours of sleep. We'll be rounding up tonight, and make sure you come early tomorrow because the session still continues as we have heard. And if you know any of your friends who is not available tonight, kindly reach out to them. For everyone who has questions, consultation requests, please send it to me or Dami, and we'll pick it up from there. We'll refer you to Dr. Victor. So, and that will be all for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Dr. Victor. Thank you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Lovely, and thank you for staying with us. God
God
bless
bless.
you, ma'am. Can we hear your voice?
The boss woman is here, Steve. Good evening, good evening, ma. Good evening, no problem.
Oh, is it my
Sir?
is it my wife you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Are you sure I think the whole problem we have is just my I think you know what toddlers. Don't worry, Dr. Nick, you will soon understand very soon. She can
I used to,
decide that
I used to not
yes,
understand
because
it.
once they give her just a little time, she can just go and just